Hey everyone, so today we'll talk about the concept of threading in Python. So a thread is basically a separate flow of execution in your program. That means that your program will have multiple things or multiple tasks happening at once. But for Python 3, the implementation of thread is a bit different and it won't actually execute multiple tasks at once. They execute it one by one, but yeah, they will execute concurrently but not simultaneously. So let's focus on the diagram and we will see what I'm talking about. So right now we have two diagrams. We have two processes. We have process number 1 and process number 2. The process 1 is single threaded. The process 2 is multi-threaded. So it is a single threaded and it is multi-threaded. In single threaded, you will see that you have code, you have data, files, a single stack and register. So this whole part is dedicated where your code and data and everything lies, and it is a dedicated to a particular single thread. So when your process will have single thread, it is called the main thread, which will execute your program. So whenever your program execution or process execution starts, it starts from this and goes up to this. Basically, the thread will complete your process, and single thread will do it. So it will be called as main thread. Okay, so this is a main thread. Okay. Now, when we talk about multi-threaded environment, what happens is there will be code, data and files that will be common for all the threads, but the register and stack part will be dedicated to each thread. So right now we have three threads. So you can see we have thread number 1, 2 and 3, and always a process will have one main thread. So right now we can see this one is the main thread, and we have created two more threads. So these two threads are created by us, and there is a one thread which will always be there, that is the main thread. So what will happen, every thread has its own register and stack. So it means every thread has its own local copy of variables. So basically they will be executing in different flows and they will be performing different tasks without basically disturbing the other threads. So that will help us to achieve multiple tasks or multiple flows happening at once. Now I told you that in Python the implementation of thread is a bit different, because we can have multiple threads running our task, but at a time only one thread will run. And now this happens because of something called as global interpreter log. So the global interpreter log, or basically the GIL, is something which every thread waits for. So right now if my multi-threaded program will have 4 threads, right? So if I want, or if a particular thread wants to get executed, it should have the GIL permission or the GIL lock acquired. Okay, so whatever thread will have the GIL lock acquired, that thread will run, and the thread which will not have the GIL lock acquired will not run. So let's understand it with the help of this diagram. So right now you see we have 3 threads, thread 1, 2 and 3. Now those 3 threads want to run simultaneously, but Python does not allow it. So what will happen, one GIL lock, or there is always a GIL lock, and that will be acquired to, or that will be given to a particular thread. So let's say the thread 1, the thread number 1 acquires the GIL lock and it starts running. Okay, when it starts running, after some time it will release the GIL for the other threads to acquire it. So basically when it releases it, it will be acquired by thread number 2 at this point. Now thread number 2 starts executing, and after some time thread number 2 will release it and it will be acquired by thread number 3. After some time thread number 3 will also release it and it will be acquired by thread number 1. Then again thread number 3, and it will continue till all the 3 threads, or all the threads which you have in your program, for all the threads the execution completes. Okay, so yeah, this is the concept of how threading works. So let's start with the practical of it, and let's see how we can perform or how we can create the code for it. So right now if I just import threading, because to work with threads in Python you should have this threading module imported in your program. What will happen, what I can do is I can just print the value of threading dot current underscore thread. Now right now we have not created any thread. Okay, and if I run the program right now, what will happen, it will print main thread. So basically it is an indication that my current thread is main thread. It means when line number 4 got executed, the main thread was there which executed this particular code. How can we create multiple threads, many threads? So let's remove this line and say T1 is equal to threading. Now I can say threading dot, there is a class thread, and in the thread I have to pass what code I need to execute when this thread T1 will execute start or will run. Okay, so for that we can create a function. So let's create a function like task. So I can have a task which I want my thread to run. So let's say the task is just to print task. Okay, just to print task executed. Okay, now I want my thread T1 to run this task in a separate flow. I can say the target of my T1 thread is task. Okay, the function name. I can create one more thread T2 and I can say threading dot thread, and I can also assign this thread as the same task. I want this thread to perform the same task, so I can do that. And if now I just run my program, you will see that nothing is printed because we need to create these threads and then start these threads as well. So if I start these threads, thread dot start and T2 dot start, you will see that it is being printed two times, once by thread number 1 and once by thread number 2. Now if I just call one more method of threading module, it's called threading dot active underscore count. Now if I run it, you will see that right now we have two threads as active, but if I run it multiple times, you will say that hey, the value of this gets changed. So let's try to run it multiple times. So sometime it is coming 1, right, sometime it is coming 2. Why it is happening? Active thread counts the number of threads currently active in my program. So what is happening when I'm starting thread T1 then starting thread T2, this will start to get executed. So sometime for one or the other thread of these two, like maybe for T1 or maybe for T2, one is getting complete and one is still not complete. So one, it is counting sometime as 1, that 1 is the main thread, and sometimes it is counting as 2 because the main thread and maybe out of these one of the threads are still active, still executing, so that thread. Okay, all right, so now do we know the concept of threading and everything, we will see a practical example of why do we need threading. So let's see a practical example of why do we need threading. This is just a starter example, but we should know why we actually need threading, because in Python we know that they don't actually execute at the same time, but they execute simultaneously. Now one of the use case is this one. So let's say I want to print a certain value, print the CPU usage of my program at a current time. So CPU usage, I want to print it. So to print the CPU usage, we should calculate the CPU usage. So let's say it is as 1, as of now let's say as 1, and let's have one more task as print the memory usage. Okay, if I print the memory usage and let's say print 2, okay, and I give them those tasks, I give the task print CPU usage to thread T1 and print memory usage to thread T2. If I run it now, you will see 1 and 2 will be getting printed, right? But what we will do right now is we will say while true, okay, and we'll say for this also that while true, okay. I don't want this program to exit, I just want it to be being executed. Okay, so if I run it now, you will see that those are getting printed one by one, right? We are not able to see this value, right, because they are being done so fast. Let's add a time delay. So we'll say import time, and let's add a delay to this process. So time dot sleep for let's say 5 seconds, and let's sleep this for 5 seconds as well. Okay, if I run it now, you will see that CPU usage and then memory usage is being printed. I can just say that this is the CPU usage, and let's say this is the memory usage. Okay, memory usage. So now you will see what is happening is, if I run the program, you will see first the CPU usage is being printed and the memory usage is being printed. Again the memory usage and the CPU usage. So this use case, what it will basically do is, it will make sure that if somebody wants to see my memory and CPU constantly in every 5 seconds, the usage of that, it will print, it will just print it. Now if I want to do the same task using this what you say, single threaded environment, I have to create a single method, I have to call it inside the single method and try to print it. But if my task increases, if my task has a lot of things to do, I don't want to do them in a single method, I want to do them in a separate methods or separate functions, I can make use of threading. This thread T1 will run in separate flow, the thread T2 will run in separate flow, and they will perform its task one by one. So right now I can see all those data being printed. But if it is a single threaded environment, first this will start to print and it will print endlessly, and the problem with it will be that I will not be able to print this thing, because right, if I just comment out the threading thing and say print the CPU usage and then print the memory usage, so you will see I will only get the output of CPU usage, because this process will only get executed by my main thread, and this will only start to execute once my CPU usage printing is complete, and I just want them to be printed endlessly, right? So if I just show you now, you will see only CPU usage is being printed. Again, after this also CPU usage will be printed, but I'm not, if I want them to be executed in separate flow, so both will work at the same time. One by one they will work, but they will work at the same time, right? So I can just uncomment it and comment it again, and you will see that our program is working in char. One of the more use case can be if you want to download multiple files. Okay, do not download it one by one, just make sure that you download it using threads, so multiple threads are downloading your files in separate flows, so that will just increase the speed of downloading your files. So I think that's all about the basic concept of threading, how to create threads. Next time we will see that what are the different methods which the threading module have, and we'll try to explore those methods. Like one of the methods we explored was the active count. We'll try to explore a lot of methods to understand what are the different things provided by Python. Alright, so we'll see you in the next video.